every time you message them back or you talk to them back, you want to keep asking questions. And I do this on the phone too. Just keep asking questions. Keep luring them to where you want them to go. So when you ask, what do you do? And they respond and they say, what do you do? This is not the time to send a link. This is not the time to go on and on about your business. This is the time to just give them a little brief insight into what you do. I promote gold and silver from home. Been really neat with the way assets are going right now. So tell me a little bit more about yourself and why you got into what you do. You know, you always end with a question. So always end with a question. And another great question that really works that I used. Have you guys read Bob Berg's Endless Referrals?
Yeah, years ago I did.
Yeah, it's a really good book. Yeah. And in there, the question he uses is, how will I know when I'm talking to somebody that they'd be a good prospect or client for you? So I'll use that when I'm talking to people through Facebook too.
Very you-based, right? Like we talked about.
Say it again, I didn't get it.
How will I know when I'm talking to someone that they'll be a good prospect or client for you? AKA, how will
she's
I
asking
know
the person that.
Oh, she's asking the person
yes.
that.
Yeah. But again, very you benefit driven.
How
will I know?
I'll write it.
See, her writing you can read.
Yeah, this is very nice. I don't have to guess as to what the words are.
Almost Catholic, like Catholic school.
How will I know when I'm talking to someone that they're a good client or prospect for you? Or how will I know when I'm referring someone to you if they make a good client or prospect? And basically, if they're a network marketer, you use prospect. If they're a real estate agent or financial planner, whatever, you use client. So that's the basics of building rapport. And really, the goal when you're building rapport is just to get to know what they want, what their problem is. Because most people that you'll be talking to in these groups, most, not all, but most, haven't made a lot of money, and there's a reason why. And so you want to get to that reason. Or if they're a real estate professional, or really any type of professional, we know what's going on with the economy, and so I'll ask them if they say, hey, I'm in real estate, that's what I do, what do you do? I'll say, I do this. How's real estate going with the economy and everything? I have a few friends that have been hit really hard. Has that happened to you? And most of the time they'll say, yeah, it has. And to be honest, I've been looking, or maybe they won't get to that yet. But your goal is to question them into where you want them to be. So you're guiding the conversation the whole time. And then when you get to this stage, that's when you can talk about newness, MLSP, your own product, your website, whatever. And a lot of times, like what you guys are learning here today about blogs and everything like that, that's really powerful, because when I get to this state where they tell me what's going on and I offer them a solution, a lot of times right before I do this, I'll have given them my blogs to read or some of my information that I provide that's free based on what they need. And once I do this, they look at me as an expert, and they look at me as someone that can teach them, that can market to them, that can help them. So as an example, and I use this in a training so you can kind of see it broken down, but as an example, I had a guy, Nathan, on Facebook, and he asked me, because he had seen me putting out my blogs and my videos, he asked me, he said, hey Jess, you don't know me. We kind of connected, but we hadn't really gone through this whole process. And he was asking me, should I join more than one company or should I just join one? So I referred him to one of the blogs I had done on that exact topic. So when you see an opportunity like that, send them to your stuff so they get to know you and they start following you, and if you're lucky, they'll even opt in.
And that is the proper use of a blog. You're building an online asset that is just a bank of knowledge that you can refer back to. It actually saves you time. Like, it would save you a hell of a time if these frequently asked questions that people are asking you had them in a blog, you just referred them to that blog, and then they're going to comment, they're going to share, they're going to dig it, and saves you time and also brands you as a leader. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the proper use. Like how most people use a blog is, I hope I get some traffic, right? And versus how about answering a very specific question that your avatar, your perfect prospect would have. And if you constantly do that, refer back to it and use it.
That reminds me of another great question to ask. Isn't this prettier than Reese?
Wow, really?
It's so step by step. I'm sorry, babe. Are you primarily marketing online or offline for how long? So sometimes people will lie here and say they're getting a ton of results. You can usually tell. Or a lot of people, if you built the rapport beforehand, they'll be authentic. But that's a great question to ask because you have several ways you can funnel them. So if they say, yes, I'm primarily marketing online, but I haven't gotten much traffic yet. Oh, really? Because I did a blog on traffic that if you go right here, I can show you. I've been marketing for a little while now, and so I know a lot about it. Or they say, well, I'm mostly doing most of what I get is I've primarily done offline, but I'm looking to move more into online. And that's huge because there's a couple of different ways you can send them. You can send them to MLSP if you're doing that. Or, you can send them to your giveaway, which for a lot of you, it has something to do with marketing online and network marketing. So that's a really good question too. And then when you offer the solution, obviously you send them to your link, but one key element here is never send a link unless you ask them.
Never send an unsolicited link.
Right. Because as soon as somebody sees a message or they see an email with a link at the bottom, they immediately don't even want to read it unless they know it's coming. So even if they say here, please, please, please send me your business, I'll say, okay, or send me more information about your business. I'll say, okay, great. What exactly are you looking for, and is it okay if I send you a link to here? So at this point, you want to kind of clarify, okay, should I send them a link to here, to there? What are they really looking for, and ask them.
Are you doing this on Facebook so it's public, everybody's seeing what's going on?
This isn't I'm sorry, this is through a message.
It's a messaging. Okay.
Yeah, this is through, I click on their profile and I
Right.
click send a message, and then we do it through there.
Okay.
But
Or it could
really
be chat too. It could
Okay.
be chat.
But just not public on your.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on
Right.
someone's wall.
And from here, I really want to get their phone number. Most of the people that I've closed through Facebook absolutely have been through the phone. And I actually am talking to a girl later today after 4 that I was talking to through Facebook too. And one of the really cool ways I ask for their phone number without seeming pushy or creepy or whatever, it's easier for girls than it is guys, no matter who you are, because guys can come off creepy to any girl. So it's true, it's true.
It's very true.
No matter who you are, girls have an easier time with this stuff than guys do, but especially if it's a guy talking to a girl. But a great way to ask that so you don't get any resistance is after you send this link, say, hey, here's my phone number. If you have questions about this, go ahead and give me yours so when you call me, I know who's calling, and I'll answer the phone. And that way you have their phone number and you can call them whenever you feel that they've watched the video and follow up. I usually give them a day and then I'll call back. mean, that's pretty much the process. I go into serious detail in the video, but I can talk about profile too for a minute, because that's really important. Because when you're building, see, what most people do is they have thousands of friends on their social media, but they don't have any connection with them whatsoever.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter how many people you have if they don't look at your stuff, right? Or they don't trust you or care about you. Ow.
Oh, this is something that's great. Have unlimited traffic to your website on autopilot. This site will show you how to get 577,000 visitors to any of your sites in under 7 days.
Wow. It's a big promise
Santa
there.
Claus is coming.
Oh,
And
we
they have
need
an
sponsors.
add to your cart right now. I know on Facebook. Isn't that great? I'm
It's
surprised
fantastic.
they'll get popped off pretty quick.
Okay, everybody here is in Numis, right?
No.
No, not everybody.
I'm
Okay.
not active in.
2 of the 3 are
Well, so-
not.
I'm
Okay,
the
well,
only
this'll
one
work.
that's in this.
For really, then I'll make it more generic. So